Picture Boulder, Colorado, nestled against the majestic Rocky Mountains, a city known for its progressive spirit, its vibrant art scene, and its laid-back atmosphere. Usually it's all about the mountains, the Flatiron standing guard, a haven for outdoor enthusiasts and nature lovers, a place buzzing with students eager to learn and explore. The University of Colorado adds a youthful energy to the city's character, and those famously chill vibes permeate every corner, a place where people come to relax, unwind, and enjoy life's simple pleasures. But last Friday, May 30th, 2025, something shattered that idyllic image. A day that would leave a lasting mark on the community. The calm shattered on Pearl Street Mall, the heart of Boulder's social scene, a place usually filled with laughter and conversation, not by a cyclist weaving through the pedestrian traffic, but by a blast of fire, an unexpected and terrifying eruption. Imagine sipping coffee at a cozy cafe, enjoying the afternoon sun. Then, whoosh, a sudden violent burst, a geyser of flame erupts from the ground, reaching for the sky, an inferno in the middle of a peaceful afternoon. People screamed, their voices filled with terror and disbelief, scattered, running in every direction, desperately seeking safety. Chaos everywhere, a scene of utter pandemonium unfolding on Pearl Street. In the middle of it all, amidst the confusion and fear, a figure emerged, seemingly unfazed by the chaos they had unleashed, shouting, "Free Palestine!" their voice cutting through the screams. But this wasn't a protest sign, held high in peaceful demonstration. It was a homemade flamethrower, a weapon of fear and destruction. Suddenly the message was lost, drowned out by the sheer terror of the act. In the panic, any semblance of political statement vanished. Shopkeepers slammed shutters, protecting their businesses from the unfolding danger. Parents grabbed kids, shielding them from the chaos, their faces etched with fear, and everyone ran for cover, seeking refuge from the flames and the unknown. The flames were quickly put out by brave first responders, averting further disaster. But the fear and questions lingered, hanging heavy in the air long after the smoke cleared. This wasn't a prank, a harmless act of youthful rebellion. Someone unleashed a weapon, a dangerous device with the potential for immense harm, in a crowded mall, a place where families gather and friends connect. The target, a storefront, a symbol of commerce and community, but the risk to bystanders was huge, an unacceptable disregard for human life. One wrong move, one slight miscalculation, and it could have been a tragedy of unimaginable proportions. The suspect didn't just light a match, they didn't just spark a small flame, they ignited a firestorm, a conflagration of fear and anger, of debate and fear, leaving the community grappling with difficult questions. It's a stark reminder, a wake-up call to the fragility of peace. The line between protest and terror, between expression and violence, can vanish in a flash, leaving behind a trail of destruction and fear. Boulder's chill was gone, replaced by a palpable sense of unease, replaced by shock and uncertainty as the community tries to make sense of what happened. Let's break down that chaotic Friday, a day that began like any other but quickly descended into something unimaginable. We'll walk through the timeline, piece by piece, to understand exactly what went down on Pearl Street Mall. Around 3:45 p.m., the afternoon was in full swing. Pearl Street Mall was packed, bustling with its usual Friday afternoon energy. Students enjoying a break from classes, tourists browsing the unique shops, locals running errands, or simply enjoying the vibrant atmosphere. The mall was a melting pot of people, all sharing the same public space. Alex Mercer, 28, the individual at the center of this event, walked in, seemingly unnoticed at first, blending into the crowd. He carried a backpack, an unremarkable sight in a busy public space, and what looked like a modified leaf blower, an object that would soon shatter the peace. Spoiler, it wasn't for yard work. This wasn't some harmless piece of equipment, it was a weapon. Witnesses say Mercer seemed agitated, his behavior raising subtle alarms for those nearby, muttering perhaps to himself, creating an unsettling atmosphere, before suddenly, without warning, unleashing a stream of fire, a terrifying and unexpected act of violence. The target was a bookstore, a place of knowledge and community, now engulfed in flames. Panic erupted, the carefree atmosphere instantly replaced by fear and chaos. People dove for cover, seeking any form of protection from the sudden danger. Shop workers herded customers to safety, their quick thinking preventing further harm. The device sputtered, thankfully not functioning as intended, giving bystanders a chance to react, to step up and confront the unfolding crisis. A former firefighter, demonstrating incredible bravery, grabbed an extinguisher, a crucial tool in the face of the flames, and, with help from other brave individuals, doused the flames, working together to contain the immediate threat before they spread, preventing what could have been a much larger catastrophe. Mercer tried to flee, attempting to escape the consequences of his actions, but was quickly disoriented, overwhelmed by the scene he had created. By the chaos, his escape plan unraveling amidst the pandemonium. Police, already nearby, maintaining a presence in the area due to recent protests, were able to respond rapidly. Arrived within minutes, their quick response crucial in containing the situation. They confronted and arrested Mercer, bringing an end to the immediate danger. The arrest occurred near the courthouse, just a block away, highlighting the proximity of the incident to the heart of the city. The whole ordeal, from the first burst of flame, lasted maybe 15 minutes, a short span of time that forever altered the atmosphere of Pearl Street. But it left a lasting scar, a visible reminder of the day's events. Boulder's sense of safety, its feeling of invulnerability, was shaken to its core, leaving the community to grapple with the aftermath and search for answers. Let's talk about that homemade flamethrower. It was a modified garden sprayer thinkweed killer, but filled with flammable liquid and rigged to shoot fire. No safety features, just pure danger. These DIY devices are easy to make, terrifying to use, and illegal in Colorado. One leak or malfunction and the user could become the first victim. It's reckless, deadly, and a fast track to serious criminal charges. Assault, arson, even domestic terrorism using a weapon like this is no joke. If you want to make a statement, don't do it with fire. Mercer's Free Palestine shouts turned a political slogan into a flashpoint. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has fueled protests worldwide, including Boulder. Most demonstrations are peaceful, but violence like this muddies the message. It risks associating legitimate causes with extremism, hurting peaceful activists. Boulder had seen heated but non-violent protests. This attack changed the tone. Was this a lone act or a sign of radicalization? That's the question now. The challenge: separate the message from the method and not let violence define the cause. When protest crosses into terror, everyone loses. Mercer didn't get far. His attempt to disrupt the peace was short-lived, thanks to the swift actions of local law enforcement. The authorities were on high alert, and their rapid response proved crucial in preventing further escalation of the situation. Police apprehended him in close proximity to the courthouse, a location that now carries a heavy weight of significance in this unfolding drama. The very steps of justice became the scene of an attempted act of violence. He was found with a flamethrower in hand, a chilling symbol of the destructive intent he harbored. This wasn't just a protest gone wrong, it was a calculated act involving a dangerous weapon. The quick and decisive response from law enforcement and emergency services was paramount in averting what could have been a far more devastating outcome. Their coordinated efforts minimized the potential for widespread harm and panic. Now, Mercer is confronted with a substantial stack of charges, each reflecting the severity of his alleged actions and the potential consequences he faces under the law. These charges include attempted assault, highlighting the direct threat he posed to individuals in the vicinity. He also faces charges for the possession of an incendiary device, underscoring the dangerous nature of the weapon he wielded and the potential for catastrophic damage. Further adding to the gravity of the situation, he's charged with felony menacing, indicating the fear and intimidation he instilled in those who witnessed his actions. And, given the nature of the weapon and its potential use, arson charges are likely to follow, pending further investigation into any property damage that may have occurred. The district attorney's office has made it clear that they intend to pursue this case with the full force of the law, signaling a commitment to holding Mercer accountable for his actions. However, the case has taken on a new dimension because of the underlying political motivations that appear to be at play. The nature of the weapon used, a homemade flamethrower, elevates the concern beyond simple protest activity. Consequently, the FBI has now stepped in to conduct its own investigation, recognizing the potential for broader implications. They are actively investigating the possibility of domestic terrorism, a serious charge that reflects the gravity of the situation. The FBI's investigation is focused on understanding Mercer's motives, delving into the reasons behind his actions and the ideologies that may have influenced him. They're also scrutinizing his connections, seeking to identify any potential accomplices or networks that may have played a role in the incident. Ultimately, the FBI aims to determine Mercer's true intent, piecing together the evidence to understand the full scope of his plan and the potential damage he intended to inflict. The involvement of federal resources signifies a comprehensive and thorough examination of his past, leaving no stone unturned in the pursuit of justice and understanding. The legal process that lies ahead is expected to be lengthy and complex, involving numerous hearings, investigations, and potential appeals. But amidst the complexities, the underlying message remains unequivocally clear. The right to peaceful protest is a cornerstone of our society and is fiercely protected under the Constitution. However, violence and the use of dangerous weapons have no place in that protected expression and will not be tolerated. Authorities are determined to ensure that justice is served in this case, sending a clear signal that such actions will not go unpunished. Furthermore, they are committed to implementing measures to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future, safeguarding the community from further threats. The community of Boulder is closely watching the developments in this case, united in its desire for justice and a return to peace and security. And with national attention focused on this incident, the eyes of the nation are also on Boulder, awaiting the outcome of this pivotal case. News of the attack exploded on social media. #Boulder attack and #Flamethrower protest trended instantly. Cell phone videos of the chaos went viral, fueling fear and outrage. People condemned the violence regardless of motive. The incident became politicized. Some tried to discredit the entire Palestinian movement, others separated Mercer's actions from peaceful protest. Fringe voices supported the attack, but most were horrified. The debate raged. Was this extremism or a mental health crisis? Social media became a battleground of facts, opinions, and misinformation. The attack also reignited debates about platform responsibility, how to balance free speech with preventing harm. Boulder's trauma was amplified by the digital megaphone. The world watched, commented, and worried. Could this happen anywhere? Boulder's flamethrower attack forces us to ask, when does activism cross into extremism? Peaceful protest is vital, but violence destroys trust, alienates allies, and discredits causes. Most activists want justice, not chaos. Now, movements must spend energy condemning violence instead of advancing their message. One act of terror can taint an entire cause, creating fear and suspicion. The responsibility to protest peacefully has never been clearer. We all need to reflect. How do we express passion without crossing the line? Because when that line is crossed, the damage burns far beyond the flames.